Let's take a look at today's NBA big game breakdown / best bet. And once again, playoff style. Yesterday, a little bit unconventional. Went with the Cleveland Cavaliers team total over. Not a choice that the majority really followed, but was one that got us there. Today, we'll go a little more conventional route. The majority narrative here today is with the Indiana Pacers. We'll look at that game between the Pacers at home and the New York Knicks. First, real quick, as I did yesterday, I'd like to remind everybody of the Lucky 7-Eleven special offered by WagerTalk right now. 11 days worth of selections for the price of 7. Good through March the 12th here. So you still have time to get in. Reason why I mention it once again, since the 1st of May, 14-2 now in the NBA, 87% winners. And since the 1st of April, number one at WagerTalk in profit, where NBA is concerned at plus 43 units. So it's been a really good roll for the last 6 weeks. Once again, you can get in on that Lucky 7-Eleven special offered by WagerTalk. Let's take a look at today's game, though. Knicks and Pacers, game 3. Pacers get to come back home. As I mentioned, unconventional yesterday, conventional today. When you look at the Indiana Pacers, you have down 0-2 motivation coming home for the first time in the series. Generally speaking, that would be enough to get you in some form of zigzag play and get to the home team here. But with Indiana, you have additional motivation because of the way the first 2 games ended, because of the way they feel they were mistreated by the refereeing. The fact that Indiana, and there is some justification, I mean, you could sit there and make a legit argument that perhaps they could be the team up 2-0 now. So I figured they'll come out with a fierce mentality here tonight from the opening tip. The shorthandedness of the Knicks, obviously, the reason why the climb from -5 opener to -7 now. Jalen Brunson actually in the beginning was listed as questionable. We saw as high as 8 with Brunson available. It's now going back to 7 without OG Anunoby. You know, there's one theory out there that says the Knicks can try and slow this thing down, but I'm not going to buy into that. The Knicks haven't looked good when they have at times tried to slow things down in this particular series. It's a lot of Jalen Brunson pounding the basketball until the shot clock runs down inside of 5 and then trying to figure out what to do. The Knicks have been best when they've been forced to score, when they've been forced to run with Indiana, and they've been successful at it twice. I don't know that they'll change that here, even though they are severely shorthanded at this point in time. Indiana's got far more rotational depth in this game. They're likely to have endless energy here tonight, so they'll come at the Knicks in waves for the full four quarters. And you know what? The Pacers will force tempo. They don't mind running off of made shots. So I think this is going to be another fast-paced game where the Knicks may wear down at some point in time. And I just don't know that the Knicks' crazy good shooting at home can keep up. In those 2 games at MSG, the Knicks went 55.4% from the field, 47.2% from 3. I don't know that that can continue here on the road. We'll soon find out. But Indiana, in their road games in this series, was nearly as strong, and you'd expect them to be just as good, if not better, at home. They certainly were in the prior series against Milwaukee. Final look here, some additional things that we can note here. Number one, Rick Carlisle has 2 home team straight-up losses last night to add a little bit of motivation to his team. Look at what happened to the home teams last night. Let's not let that happen to us. Pascal Siakam, he no longer has OG Anunoby guarding him, his ex-teammate, the primary defender in this game, a guy that knew his moves inside and out. Siakam only 19 and 14 points in the first 2 games. I'd expect Siakam to get off a little better than that here. The Knicks defense has been horrendous in the stretches without OG Anunoby. Combined when they didn't have Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson, it was even worse. They haven't been a good defensive team in this series to begin with. Don't expect them to start playing good defense here. Indiana has shot almost 52% from the field, 41.7% from 3, and they're scoring 119 a game on the Knicks' home floor. All of that adds up to me for a Pacers victory here. We're going to lay the 7 with Indiana tonight. I think that's a solid play. And once again, real quick here, don't forget the Lucky 7-Eleven special offered by WagerTalk right now. 11 days worth of selections for the price of 7. Good now through Sunday, May the 12th. So once again, today's play, best bet, Indiana, -7, game 3 over the Knicks.